So these are mac and cheese minis, and it just doesn't get any easier or cuter than this. We're going to bake homemade mac and cheese in mini muffin tins or just cupcake tins, and wait till you see how it turns out. So I started with half of a pound of just elbow macaroni, and I'm just boiling that, a little bit of salt in with that pasta water. You know the drill there. If you don't season the pasta while it's boiling, it's really your only chance to get some flavor into that pasta. So are you feeling like a kid today, Ann?
Always.
Always. Good, good, good. All right. Well, the pasta's hanging out. I'm going to get to work on the rest of the recipe. It's a real simple homemade mac and cheese recipe. I just wanted to keep it simple and quick, but it is delicious. So 2 eggs. And this is not all of my mac and cheese recipes do I put egg in, but some of them I do. And what I like about it, and it's something they do down south, is it makes it very, very fluffy and almost souffle-like, the mac and cheese. So I thought, you know, for kid-friendly mac and cheese, and it just keeps it from drying out. And in muffin tins, if you make cupcakes a lot, that's the thing. When you're baking things in smaller, they can be a little dry. So I wanted to keep this really moist and creamy mac and cheese. So we've got 2 eggs and a cup of milk. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, the Ultimate Backyard Barbecue Contest is back. So time to get your grill on, and hopefully the weather will cooperate. This is a contest that we do every summer, and it's just a blast. So here's the deal. We are looking for your very best summer appetizer recipe, great summer salad recipes. Do you make a killer potato salad, maybe a pasta salad, or wild rice salad, something that everybody goes crazy over, a fruit salad? Of course, we're looking for your very best main course recipe. Do you do the most amazing steak on the grill, or barbecue chicken, or ribs, or turkey on the grill, shrimp? The other category is dessert. Are you in charge at all the summer parties of bringing the dessert? Maybe you do a wonderful layered ice cream dessert for summer, or a great pie, a torte, bars, you name it. We are looking for the best summer dessert. And final category is drink recipes, whether cocktail, could be really fun lemonade, sangria, you name it. What did you say, Ann?
Sangria.
Sangria, yes, exactly. So we're looking again for your ultimate backyard barbecue recipes for all the summer parties. So what we want you to do is enter. You can do it online. You can actually drop off your recipes, but make sure and say what category you're entering in, and you can order, you can enter several recipes in several different categories, or you can also mail your entries, and the address is on the screen there. And what's going to happen is we go through all the recipes. We picked 2 in each category, 2 of the best, and then you get to come on the show if we choose you and cook with me. And we have a little bit of a cook-off, and then the winner in each category. Well, everybody wins prizes. It's just a ton of fun. So please enter, get busy this weekend, start cooking and going through the recipes, and hopefully you can come on the show and cook with me. Okay, just checking on my pasta here.
Am I eligible?
Ann, you are not eligible. I'm sorry. I am sorry. We still love you anyway, though. So I'm just going to give this pasta a quick drain. I want to do this pasta, warm, though, so don't run cold water over it. I want to keep it nice and hot. And drain it really well. So again, this is a half of a pound of just elbow macaroni. Now to that, we're going to add some butter. About a tablespoon of butter, a little bit of salt and pepper, we've got some sour cream, half of a cup of sour cream. Again, that's going to keep this really nice and creamy. Also have, the recipe calls for 2½ cups of shredded cheddar cheese. So we're going to start out with 2 cups, and we're going to save a half of a cup to put on top. So I just want to incorporate the cheese and the sour cream in here while it's nice and hot. And that's going to melt it. All right. Now we're going to add our egg and our milk. And you'll notice so many of my recipes, they start off with a lot of liquid, and I get questions about that all the time, that doesn't seem quite right. It seems like a lot of liquid. Well, whenever you're doing, in this case, you know, we're using pasta in this recipe, and it's going to bake again in the oven, and I talk about this a lot when I do my casseroles. Pasta, potatoes, rice really tend to soak up the liquid, you know, when they're baking. So I always start with a little more liquid, and then you are left with a really creamy casserole, in this case really nice and creamy mac and cheese. And then I'm going to do a little bit of Dijon mustard. If you don't have Dijon mustard in the house, a little bit of dry mustard would also work, just dry ground mustard. Okay. Now we're going to start putting these together, and this is the fun part of this recipe. Now we're using muffin tins, cupcake tins, and you want to spray them. This makes 12 mac and cheese minis really well with cooking spray. Now the trouble with this is, you know, mac and cheese is really sticky, and we want to be able to get it out of the muffin tins. So came up with the idea of taking some this is just seasoned Italian breadcrumbs, putting a little bit of the breadcrumbs in each of the muffin cups, and that's going to act as kind of your cupcake liner, and we're going to be able to get these babies out of here when they're done baking, which is key. We don't want them stuck to the pan. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of excess breadcrumbs in the muffin tins, so I just want to kind of shake it around like you would a cake pan and coat the cups as much as I can, and then dump the excess breadcrumbs out. So that way we've got a little kind of protective coating on the bottom that will make sure that this mac and cheese doesn't stick. Okay, using a little scoop, because we love our scoops, about 2/3 of the way full, we're going to just scoop into the muffin tins. And while I'm just loading this up, wanted to mention again, book club. Book club is back for spring. We're headed to La Java in May. Monday, May 13th is the day. We hope you'll join us. We're reading a local author. Her first book, it's called Orphan Doors, and it's a story of a woman who grew up, spent time in an orphanage when she was a little girl, a local orphanage. It's basically her memoir, and she is going to be at the book club meeting. So love to support local authors. It's going to be just a really nice night. La Java puts out a great spread with treats, so you just show up ready for a good conversation, and we have coffee and tea and all that kind of good stuff, smoothies, and it's just always a really good time. So mark your calendars, go get the book. You can actually get the book. They've got it right there at both La Java locations. It's also available at the St. Norbert Bookstore. You can get it on Amazon. So a few places that you can get the book. So go get it and read along with us. Okay, so our muffin tins are all full. And now we got to have a little extra cheese on the top, don't you think? And this makes about 12 muffins. So we're going to do a little bit of extra shredded cheddar cheese on the top of each one of these. And then my favorite part, I love baked mac and cheese, are those great crunchies on the top. So you could certainly just use some more of those Italian breadcrumbs that we just put on the bottom of the pan, but I am addicted to and love, and all the chefs are using these days, panko, Japanese breadcrumbs, which really give it a nice crunch on the top, and I think the kids will really like these. They're not expensive. They used to be really hard to find. They're not hard to find at all anymore. You can pick them up right at the grocery store, so just ask for them if you can't find them. Panko Japanese breadcrumbs. They're just a light, really crispy breadcrumbs. They're great for breading chicken, to make chicken strips for the kids, or fish, but they're really nice on top of casseroles. They give it a great crunch. So preheat the oven. These bake for 15 to 25 minutes, somewhere in there. Everybody's oven is different. And then the key with these is you want to let them cool just a little bit, kind of like lasagna. If you cut it right away, the cheese is going to run all over. And in this case, it's real important to let them cool a little bit. You can reheat them, pop them in the microwave quick, but if you don't let them cool a little bit, they're not going to pop out. Okay, are these the cutest things ever? So you just run a knife around, and because we did the whole breadcrumb thing, they're going to come right out. Just that little lining of breadcrumbs on the bottom. Serve this with some fruit for the kids, or mini meatloaf, and do the whole dinner of minis and mini dessert, and there you go. Mac and cheese minis, just doesn't get much cuter than that. Recipes on the website. You can also pick it up at any area festival foods. I know, they're so cute.